Hey guys, welcome to Figuring It Out's October episode with Amber GM featuring Rhymes. Um, this
Hey,
is, yes, hey, this is
hey.
a friend I have from the internet who's very talented and very cool. So I'm just gonna give her a minute to introduce herself and then we'll get into it.
My name is Rhymes. I am a singer, songwriter, and activist currently based in Chicago. I'm from Tennessee originally. I travel and I sing and I work for nonprofits and vibe. I don't know. Nothing to say.
Okay, well, I actually didn't know that you worked for nonprofits. Are you working with any currently?
Oh, girl, actually, that's what I've been emailing people about all day today. So I do an annual charity benefit. This one's going to be, our theme this year is going to be a masquerade ball. So I've been
Very fun.
emailing my venues, emailing all of my artists. It's not till December, so I'm kind of, getting started,
Right.
getting everything together.
Can I ask what the masquerade ball's for?
Sure. It's for the nonprofit that I'm on their board of directors, but it's basically works with like the Garifuna and like the indigenous people along the Caribbean coast of Nicaragua. So we do like little fundraisers because what we do is we work with the I'm trying to describe this. I'm so bad at describing things sometimes. But
Take all the
basically,
time you need.
yeah, just cut me. Just
Oh, no.
chop me up. But basically, what we do is we do women empowerment summits. We also do like little things for the kids. We do ecological conservation as well as cultural conservation with the
Very
Garifuna
nice.
as well as the indigenous peoples of Nicaragua.
What is the Garithana
The
or
Garifuna
Garithana?
people, yes, ma'am, the Garifuna people are basically the Africans that got left during the different colonizers
Hmm.
occupations. They basically just left them there, and they just kind of went back to their own culture along
Hmm.
the Caribbean coast. There are actually a lot of Garifuna peoples. There's actually like a Garifuna day that they have every year in October, and people come from like Cuba. They have Cuban dancers coming. People come from Honduras. It's like all of the Afro-Caribbean peoples.
That's very cool. I've never even heard that term before.
Yeah.
Um, wow. Okay, actually, so I don't even know where to get started because I'm kind of just like I want to know more about this masquerade and if I can get there somehow.
Definitely. I would love if you came. Oh my gosh. Come
Okay,
host.
actually, then send me the details and I'm gonna try and come with
I
some
will. I
friends.
will.
Yes. Okay. But so how about we just start with where you're at today, how you are, how you're feeling.
It was just my birthday. I just turned 24.
Yes. What's
Um,
up? Everybody also throw some money at her Cash App and donate to the nonprofit. I will link both in the show description.
yes, please.
Mhm.
Um, so what did you ask me again? I'm sorry, I got distracted.
No, no, it's okay. I interjected, but just how are you arriving today?
Um, Today I am trying to rebuild myself from the weekend. I threw a Cheetah Girls themed birthday party
Oh, very lit.
and it was really fun. So I'm just feeling very loved and productive finally because I definitely had a little depressive episode before that. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do with my life? Like those pre birthday, like, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm coming up on 24 too, and I do feel like I'm in a whirlwind. Even though nothing's really happening in my life right now.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's like literally like there's a whole universe inside of each of us, and we're all just doing our best.
Hmm. Yes, but okay, that sounds like a wonderful way to start your Sunday, actually. Um,
Hey,
feeling loved and doing good work.
how's your Sunday going?
You know what? I am
Are you
working
feeling love?
on a, I am feeling loved. Um, like really self-loved. I'm working on a painting. I haven't painted in months, and so
Wow.
I'm feeling like good. I'm feeling ready to take on the world today.
Well, good for you.
Thank you.
The stars are aligning this Sunday because I don't know what's been going on before this. Mercury in retrograde. It's been a whole thing.
Listen, I'm not into astrology, but my week was fucked up. It could have been my PMS. Who knows?
Oh, all of those things together, the pre-period depression plus
Mm-hmm.
the plus Mercury in retrograde, like all of that just coming together to ruin my life.
Well, we're building back slowly.
Yeah, that's all you can do. I think that's kind of what life is. Like I think it's like this process of like trying to hold everything together, pull everything in, pull everything in, pull everything in, and then like a release. And then you pull
Mm-hmm.
everything in and you release, you know.
Against the tides, but it keeps going. Okay. So, well, tell me, have you ever done an interview before?
Yes, I have, and I'm
Okay.
always this awkward, I promise.
Oh, no, no, no. It's not that you're awkward at all. Um, some of them have different paces, and like immediately I know exactly what I want to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm not feeling like I really know right now. So I wanted to know if there are any things that you wish people would ask you in an interview,
Something I wish people would ask me in
or
the
something that you felt like should be a topic that we talk about today.
that's really interesting because like whenever people interview him, I'm like, oh my god, what do I say about myself? What do I say about myself? What do I say about myself? So when people interview me, I guess I'm just like, please ask me questions so I don't have to come up with anything.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
No, I'm kidding. I mean I'm not kidding, but I'm kidding. So let's see. What inspires you? I guess it's a good
What
one.
inspires me?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me what inspires you.
What inspires me? Um,
Hmm. And then I'll go second.
well, just life in general inspires me. Like knowing people and like just seeing the way that other people continue to strive and to reach, especially Black people, Black women. Black women
Hmm.
inspire me just by existing. Like I feel like we're kind of like the thing that gives the whole planet its kind of flair and flavor. Because
Hmm.
what would this be without us?
It's
What would this be?
listen.
Like,
Oh, wait, a quick aside. When I was in the shower washing my hair, I was actually, I don't know why I thought of this, but suddenly it hit me. Do you remember when Beyonce fell off the stage?
oh yes.
And there were two times that I remember in the past couple of years. The first one, she like fell down the stairs when she was coming up or something. She begged people not to post it on YouTube, and of course, then it was on YouTube within a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But then the second one was during the Super Bowl with Bruno Mars, where like she tripped and almost fell. And I was thinking about how when Beyonce fell on stage, it made headlines. And then I was thinking, have I ever heard of anyone else falling on stage? And so I was like, who are the most famous white dancers that I know? And I look up Britney Spears falling on stage. And then I saw a story about it, but like I don't remember it being a big deal at all. And the first thing that came across my mind was like, this is anti-blackness. Like they just cannot let us be great by any means. Like not that people can't be human, but I don't
And
know.
that's
It
the
was
thing.
just like
That's
my
the thing for
mm-hmm,
me. They don't let us be human.
mm-hmm,
They're like like as spectacular as we are, and as many things as we do hold together. I think like that's kind of what we're known for. We're known for our infallibility and
mm-hmm,
not our
which
humanness.
is unrealistic.
Yeah, completely
Mm-hmm,
unrealistic. Like, of course, Beyonce's gonna fall. Beyonce is a human being, but like the way that we
mm-hmm.
kind of conflate, first of all, fame, but then also like the expectations that we have for Black women. Like,
They just don't compare.
yeah,
Which
yeah.
of course everybody grows up with the you have to be two times as better to get half as much adage. Um,
But we're deconstructing that now. Now we're
oh
just
no,
trying to
yes.
be.
Mm-mm,
I'm just gonna be,
no. Right. If this space is not for me, I can go find my own.
or make your own. Hey,
Mm-hmm. Or make your own. That's right. But yeah, what you said too about like being human. Um, I actually recently wrote this like very short thing on an application about um my art practice and how it's like searching for personhood and like embracing my humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when you said what inspires you, like for me, it's always my emotions. It's always what I'm feeling. Like every time I have the itch to like write something or to paint something, it's always born out of like this strong feeling that I just like either don't know how to name or like it feels too big to hold inside.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's just it's
Oh, I'm
always
saying
fun
that
to hear.
inspires
Oh,
me to keep. Black women inspire me to keep going and keep doing. My emotions do inspire what I'm doing, but I definitely have moments where I personally just kind of like shut down, and like I'm
mm-hmm,
just very lucky to have like a just like an amazing group of women around me that that like continuously like remind me. Like my friends don't even sometimes know when I'm going through this. I'm not like always super communicative, but they'll like send me like
mm-hmm.
little videos one day. Like here's a
And it touches you,
it
like someone's thinking of you, and yeah. Mm-hmm.
it does.
Are you a Scorpio? Is it Scorpio season?
No, I'm a Libra.
Oh, Libra. Okay,
But
I'm
my
sorry. I don't
Venus
know
is in
anything about
Scorpio and
astrology.
she turns up. Wait, my Venus is in Scorpio.
Okay, see, you're saying more things. I is Venus your communication?
Venus is like your approach to like relationships and love.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, that I guess that would make sense. But okay, well, I don't know much about astrology. I was
Wait, what's
just
the
gonna
sign?
say, oh, I am. My sun is in Scorpio, but my moon and my ascendant or rising are both in Cancer.
Oh, that's so cute. You got so much water going on, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I know.
Mom is
And
a
that's
Scorpio.
everybody's response always.
Wait, when's your birthday?
November 17th.
Oh, you're very close to my mom. She's November 11th.
Oh, okay. So you know how Scorpios are then.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know nothing about Libras. I only know the signs of the people who are like my sisters and my mom, and that's about it.
I'm like one of
Other
those
than
people
my
that
own.
walk around and guess your sign. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. No, all of my friends are super into astrology too. It just I haven't fallen down that rabbit hole yet.
It's
Not that
okay.
it won't happen. Hmm.
Life happens when it happens. Hey.
That's true. Everything is always in its timing.
If
But
2020 taught us nothing else, life moves
yeah,
at its own speed, not ours. Like, and I've just,
well, I feel like the lesson still didn't hit for a lot of people.
you've
But
done what? You said what?
uh, I said the lesson didn't hit for a lot of people.
No, 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 no.
Hmm.
Some people are still figuring that out for sure.
But that's okay too.
Not really.
Well, okay, let's see.
But
Well, okay, so tell me more about these women around you who like help you go through life. I want to hear something about this since
okay.
they are your inspiration.
I definitely have a very close relationship with my Scorpio mother. That is one of the most influential and supportive, just beautiful people that I have in my life. Actually, the most. I'm not even gonna say one of, literally the most. She's
Mhm.
top tier. But also, while I was during quarantine, I had just gone through a breakup. I was very, very depressed. And I was just like, you know what? If I need something, maybe other people need something too. So I made this group chat called My Sister's Keeper with like all of my friends and, just like, different like artists, like Black women that
Mhm.
are like artists throughout the city of Chicago and, other places too. And we just started keeping in touch and like supporting each other specifically on Instagram. Those Instagram friends go so hard. And
Yes.
I don't know, like since quarantine's been over, like we used to just do like little meetups and stuff, and everybody supports everybody's things. And like when we're going through things, we kind of post them and we like kind of like not commiserate together, but we're just there for each other.
Mhm.
And it was just something I didn't even know that I needed. Like I had been in like a kind of narcissistic relationship with both the girl that I was dating at the time, as well as with my producer, which I didn't even realize that till later. The girl was small potato. The actual work things were the big potatoes, but I kind of felt like very sequestered by entities in my life, where like what I didn't feel like I was able to like express my full self sometimes, or to be as integrated with other people as I would have liked to been. So it really like reintegrated me into community, as well as it just was exactly what I need. It was so supportive. It was so beautiful. It's still what I think I need right now. Like having people to bounce off of is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that is beautiful. I mean, especially at a time like, I mean, breakups are always hard.
But during quarantine,
But during quarantine, oh my goodness, already quarantine was like super isolating. It was super hard. Like even for me, I mean, not even for me, it was hard for everyone, but I'm from Cleveland, which is like usually super gray. You live in Chicago, so you're sort of like you're also familiar with like effect. But I had never experienced seasonal affective disorder like ever in my life. It just wasn't a thing.
Yourself lucky.
Well, and then quarantine came around and it was gray and I was stuck inside and I couldn't see anybody. It was like so overwhelming. And so to find that space where even if you couldn't physically be with people, like you could be with people who were sitting with you with what you were going through, who were also just like a refuge and a happy place to be and commune. Like that is wonderful. I wish I had something like that right now.
I will send you the link.
Yes, please add me.
Of course, yes.
But yeah, and like taking it into your own hands to just like create community, like whatever, let's just start a group chat, see what happens.
Start a group chat, and everybody stayed. Oh my God, have you ever had anybody stay in a group chat for a year?
Well, I have one very small group chat with my two best friends from high school, and that one we stayed in. But other than that, no, I'm not usually a group chat person, so I don't create them.
It has like 30 people in it, and I'm just like, wow. And like everybody,
for everyone
stayed.
to stay.
Like, everybody stayed, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I mean, that tells you though people needed it.
They did, and actually, other people told me they needed that. But that's why I'm so very, very like. Actually, that's another thing that inspires me. Like, I like to create what I need from the world, and it's like I needed that. I needed somebody to be like,
hey, come over here, talk to
me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent a very long time in my life, like very, very unpopular, like living in Tennessee and being, an artist that wasn't, it just isn't the vibe. I'm not the vibe.
I'm honestly not familiar with anything about Tennessee, so you have to tell me what that's like. Oh.
Girl, I got bullied so bad in school. Like, oh my God, there were these girls that tied me to a chair after school one day. And they were just like,
where were the teachers?
Girl, it was after school. I had stayed to clean up, or maybe it was like a choir rehearsal or something. I don't know exactly what happened. It was like middle school, but like these girls tied me up and sprayed cleaning supplies in my mouth and told me they hoped I died.
Oh no. What?
Oh no,
I'm sorry. I'm in shock.
Crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. What the hell? And there were no
like pushed me down a stair onto broken glass, yo. Like,
oh my God. Listen, I know that teachers are underpaid and overworked, but this is like, where were y'all? You're not doing your job right, clearly. Oh my gosh. Well, thankfully you don't have communities like that.
Yeah, no, not at all. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that type of experience taught me how to build community. Because like, if I'm ever in that position where I would never treat anybody like that. I'm very
like what would even? Yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh.
But being in a position to curate what I want now, I know what I don't want.
Mm-hmm. It does teach you that for sure.
It does.
I mean, and yeah, the thing is that when you look at situations where like there is no love, there is no compassion, it's easy to sometimes think like, oh, that's all there is, or to see like, okay, well, this is exactly what I know that I am not going to take in the future.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. I'm not going to take that in the future. That was middle school me. And actually, I've just been like super reflective around my birthday. Like, damn, damn, damn. You ever just like look back at your life like, wow, actually.
Hmm. Like that was, I lived that. What is going on here?
It's funny how so many different pieces of you can feel like past lives, you know?
Yeah. Honestly, sometimes I wish that I can go back and I can like sit down and actually talk with my former self because it feels so different to be who I am now versus who I was like 10 years ago or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Do you journal?
I only ever journal when I have problems.
That's fair. That's
Do you
fair.
journal?
I just got one. It's mostly like a planner now with doodles in it, but also, random scattered thoughts. But I used to be an avid journaler. Like, I actually went back to my childhood home recently and took some of my old journals, and oh my God, very chaotic place. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that too. I didn't journal, but I had a Tumblr when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like I used to draw and like sometimes I would write little poems and stuff. And yeah, when I look at the things that I used to create too, it also feels very chaotic. Like I remember once in fifth grade, my homeroom had a showcase
Mm-hmm.
where we invited our parents and we like read poems. And I made one about a toilet. And the whole thing was about like how wonderful this toilet was. But I wasn't even writing about anything specific. I don't know. Like that's not, I don't know
The
if you
toilet
consider
is a
that
great
chaotic, but I'm
invention.
like,
Let's
that's
let's talk. No, dude, I lived in a jungle for a year, and all we had were like outhouses.
when you were
So
younger.
I lived in a jungle. Like when I turned, I think I was probably like 19. I moved to a jungle by myself. All my family thought I'd lost my mind.
I remember you told me this. Do you mind actually elaborating on this story?
LOL. Also, tell whoever your friend is that I love their hair.
Oh, that's my boyfriend. She says she likes your hair.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you saw me.
Oh
Can I
no,
go
it's
in?
okay.
Can I?
You can say hello.
I can say hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Cool hair,
How are you
dude.
doing? I'm so sorry to interrupt. I'm
No,
really
you're
sorry.
okay. It's okay.
You have a great day. She's the best interviewer ever.
Oh, thank you.
So cute. Precious.
Oh, yeah. Um, Wait, okay, but you had to tell me the story about how you lived in the jungle because when you told me that the first time, I was like, that's terrifying.
Girl, I am actually my mom sent me a message for my birthday and I'm gonna read it to you because it's literally hilarious.
Yes, please.
All right, it's cute. She basically was like, "Girl, calm down."
She read you.
She read me. Actually, at your 24th birthday, all of your gifts become roast.
You know what? I haven't hit that landmark yet. Hopefully, I never do. I think I'm good without it.
My mom said, on this day 24 years ago, I was standing in the parking lot of a realtor's office with Aunt Maria, completely unable to move because you had locked my legs. It scared me
Ooh.
senseless. My mind was telling me I could walk, but my body was completely unresponsive. I was planted on the ground like stone. Eventually, I regained the ability to move with some coaching from Maria. She said, just relax and breathe and then try again. After a couple of tries, mind you, each was more frustrating than the last, I was finally able to get in the car and drive home. Little did I know you would be here the very next day. From even before you were born, you were a stubborn little critter. You still are. And I still relax and breathe and try again until I'm able to move. You. Little girl, you were consistent. You were constantly surprising me with new things at every age. You still are. You have kept my life interesting for 24 years. I'm glad you plan to make some changes at 24, not because the before has been so bad, but because I'd like to have some room to make my own life interesting without the competition.
Oh wow, she was
I
just
know.
very candid, but it's okay.
No, that's my mom was my best friend. Like we definitely have that relationship. But
No, that was very sweet.
when I was 19, I definitely had a mental breakdown in college. I was like, I'm not going back there. I'm not going back there.
Relatable.
Like, I might have been, maybe I was 17. I was 17, maybe 18. I was 18. All right. I was 18. I had just decided I was not going back to school. This might be TMI, but I got raped and a whole bunch of shit happened. And I just kind of like, I just couldn't. I was like, no, I cannot do this. And I told my family, I was like, I cannot do this. And they were like, well, if you can't do anything, if you're not going to do anything else with your life, you can't stay here. So when I got kicked out,
then you were like, all right, I'm going to do what I want to do.
Period. Literally. So I actually went to go live with my grandmother for a year because she was about to like transition. And so I took care of her for her last year of her life, which was absolutely a beautiful experience. And then while I was there helping and taking care of her and everything, I saved up my money working at Macy's, and right before she died, when my aunts and uncles came to go take care of her instead, I moved to the jungle in Nicaragua, all by myself at 19, and I took this English teaching class there for a month, and I just stayed for the whole year. And so it was actually a really good time. I had students. Some of my students were older than me. I just backpacked around Nicaragua and Honduras on my off days, and
that's so bold.
Medicine. We lived in the campo. I learned Spanish. We went.
You moved there without knowing Spanish?
No.
Oh, you're so brave. And also, I just want to say, as an aside, that wasn't TMI. If you need space at all, if you want to talk, or if you just we're dropping it and we're leaving it, it's fine.
Oh, I'm good. Like, I have worked on myself, and that's the only reason why you can talk about things after. Because then it's like it's just you're sharing. It's just a story at that point. Like, it's not even.
You're right. That's true. And I mean, honestly, unfortunately, it's something that I can relate to too. But I feel you. Yeah, like
my baby. If you need to talk.
No, it's not a story that has power over you. But I did want to tell you thank you for sharing that. And that's being so just frank, yeah. But I have to go back. I know I went back, but I have to go a little forward and back again because you moved to Nicaragua by yourself to a jungle and backpack on your off days, and you didn't know Spanish before you got there.
Oh, I lived in the jungle and nobody there spoke English, so I learned pretty quick.
But that's so brave.
My family thought I lost my mind. They're like, I don't know what she's doing.
No, you must be super blessed and highly favored.
Well, I have lifelong friends from there. Actually, that's how I started working with the nonprofit that I work with now. I don't work with the one that I was teaching English through anymore, but I met these people like right before I left on the Caribbean coast, because I hadn't been to the Caribbean coast the whole time. I was mostly based on the Pacific coast. And so like my last, I think 2 months, I stayed on the Caribbean coast and I made friends with some girls from here that lived there, and they started a nonprofit. And so I've been working with them ever since.
That's awesome. Okay, wait, I want to ask you. Wait, I'm sorry. My mind is a blur.
No, dude, take your time.
Okay. Okay, so when you moved there, did you know that you wanted to teach English, or did you just go and then you were like, I'll figure it out when I get there?
Literally, I just figured the whole thing. I did go to teach English classes. So like I took a class for a month in Leon, Nicaragua. And when I took my little class, I just stayed and I was like, I was talking to the ancestors, talking to spirit, talking to, I was like, if y'all want me to stay, give me a job. And so I got a job teaching English in the jungle, and I just stayed.
Very nice. Okay, well, like I said, blessed and highly favored.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely buy that because I be doing stuff.
No, but awe-inspiring stuff. Like, that's amazing. Okay, I do also, though, want to ask some questions very specifically about your singing,
Sure.
just because it's so beautiful. And
Yeah.
honestly, also, okay, I was looking through last night because I don't know if you saw, I don't know if I liked any of them, but I went through your entire page and I listened to every video that you have.
Oh my God.
Because you're such a beautiful singer. Like,
Thank
you even
you.
have one that reminded me of Whitney, and I was just like, wow. I'll have to find it and I'll send it to you. But it just something about the way you were singing sounded like Whitney to me. But when I looked, you only have 2 singles out. I was like, this is a crime.
I have a lot of
That's where I'm waiting for you to say, like, huh?
I have a lot of anxiety around releasing things, and also I'm kind of, after my kind of abusive producer situation, I am having to recreate the beats to all of my music right now, but I'm actually co-producing this time since I learned piano, kind of like, learning piano. And I'm in the process of co-producing this album. It's called New House on Cherry Street, which is mostly an album that I wrote while going through my breakup, stuck in my family's house in Clarksdale, Mississippi, breaking into old abandoned buildings along this street. Actually, this place used to terrify me. It felt like the center of all evil. It did. It used to feel like the center of all evil in the world. So I don't know if you've ever been to Mississippi, but
I've been to Alabama. I have family in Alabama.
Don't it feel a little bit cursed? Have you ever just
all the places I've been to, honestly, like when I go down and I see the like trees in the Spanish moss, like to me it feels like it's calling me. I've never felt like but I've also never visited a plantation or anything like that. Like, I don't see myself doing any of that stuff. I don't want to be in places where I know there was immense suffering.
Well, this whole town was a plantation. So
well, yeah.
So it's actually Clarksdale, Mississippi is actually really, really interesting in the place that it has in American culture. So on one hand, it actually used to have it was the richest place in the United States per capita in the 1800s. The richest.
And yeah, of course, that came on the hands of a lot of suffering.
Rick Ross is from there. Ike Turner is from there. Like, so many people that you would not believe are from Clarkston, Mississippi are from there.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rick Ross doesn't sound Southern at all.
Yeah, he's from Clarkston, Mississippi.
And Mississippi is deep South.
Oh, girl, it's the Delta. Like, so the other thing is that's also where, I don't know if you've ever heard, like, I sold my soul to the devil at the crossroads. That's Clarksdale, Mississippi. So that's where my mom's from. That's where I spent the last year of high school when we had to leave Tennessee. And so it's such a place, but there's this place and it's like actually like a World Heritage Site. It's like this abandoned school right across the street from where my grandmother's old apartment before she moved into her house. And I would always like look across to it because it just is so creepy looking. It just looks creepy. And it's actually built on top of an old plantation. It has like the plantation graves at it still. And it just always
in the schoolyard.
In the schoolyard. It's abandoned now, but it always just really creeped me out. Like, it was just a really creepy place.
So I have to ask a question, just as a quick interjection, but so in Cleveland, where I'm from, like the city is very segregated. So like Black people really live in one area of Cleveland and then like everybody lives everywhere else. Is that how this part of Clarksdale was? Like,
girl, Clarksdale has built the white people have built their own community. When I lived in Clarksdale, I went to an all Black school. Like, I had never had that experience. There were no white people at my school. They have their own school out in it's called the county. But yeah, it's very segregated.
Very segregated.
between the what is it called? The train tracks used to separate half the town from half the town. But because, with integration, people could move. The white people went out to the county and built their entire own community. Like our neighbors, where we stay in Clarksville are white, but like there are very few in the actual city. They all moved out to the county.
Okay, I see.
So it used to be a white school.
But when they opened it up, even with the graves in the back, they had white children studying in that school.
Predominantly, yeah. I think my mom was actually in one of the first classes to have integrated there. And then when she was in one of the first classes to integrate there, they closed the school after that. And then the rebuilt high school that I went to was all Black because they moved to a different school.
Right. Can I ask how old your mom is?
She's 53, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I was just asking for the reference of the integration and stuff.
Yeah.
But okay, so you were saying, go ahead.
Oh, I said my mom was born in 68.
Well, okay, so you went into this abandoned school?
I broke into this abandoned school building, yes. While I was trapped at my house in quarantine, I was very, very depressed. I was like, I felt as abandoned as that building. That was actually what I was doing. I was actually doing a joint photography series, also with songs, because I was using the different things that I found abandoned in the building to write my songs about. I was like taking like little aspects of it. Like I found like a tape recorder. It's like, please be kind when you remind me. I like one of the, you know how they used to do those Blockbuster videos where it says, please be kind and rewind. That was one of the lyrics in my song. Like, please be kind when you rewind me.
Because that's just hard.
That was how I was feeling. Oh my gosh. And I was breaking into this building, going and doing photography series. Actually, if you saw it, since you said you went through all my videos, there's one that I have that I recorded inside of the abandoned building.
Oh, okay. I have to go back and find it. I watched so many. I'm not sure if I can recall it off the top of my head because they're so good.
Thank you. But yeah.
So how did it feel to be in that building?
At first I was like really scared because I was breaking into a building. I was like, oh dang. And I had my little sword. So another thing I did like during quarantine was I relearned swordsmanship since I used to do Muay Thai and stuff when I was a kid. Sorry, it's just loud.
Oh my God. And these kids had the nerve to try and come after you. You should have whooped their ass.
I was very nonviolent. Actually, one time, like this girl punched me, and I got in trouble when I got home. Like I got my butt beat when I got home because I didn't fight back because it was Martin Luther King's birthday.
No, my mother is also known for threatening to whoop my ass if I let somebody hurt me.
You let somebody beat your ass? Now I would beat your ass twice.
Yes. So it won't happen again. Ooh, Black people,
our trauma. Yes, that's what my album's called, New Place on Cherry Street, because it was on Cherry Street and I felt brand new after having gone through all the old.
And it'll be even more brand new because you're doing all the production yourself.
Well, not all of it. I'm actually co-producing with my brother and a friend of mine. Yeah.
But like having a hand in that part of it too. I don't know. Maybe it's not symbolic to you. To me, it just sounds like, ooh, all the pieces.
It actually is helping, like with my flow of things, because I'm like, I know exactly what I want it to be. I know what I hear. I know how to make it happen.
Do you think your process has changed since you started doing your own production?
Oh, so much.
In part.
So much, because like it would be before that people would just like send me stuff and I would just like write to that. But like since I started like producing my own things, I'm able to kind of pull what sound I want out of it more. And it's a little quirky. I'll have to send you some like random stuff. But it's like,
yes, please.
It's like it's just really it's I don't want to say random. Actually, my mom is calling me right now and I'll call her back. But it's a different vibe. I'll have to let you listen to it.
Okay, yes. I mean, but even that, like, I guess because I didn't think about the fact that if somebody's producing, like, you're not always going to be sitting with them while they're making a beat. Like, a lot
Yeah.
of times you would just get the thing that they created and then you go from there.
Mm-hmm. So it's nice to have a hand in my own artistic process for sure.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that you would ever reach a point where you wanted to do all of your own production?
Um, Maybe one day with a lot more, practice. But
Mm-hmm.
right now, I'm trying to let my weakness be my strength, and
Mm-hmm.
that whatever I'm not strong on, I like to call other people in for that because everybody has their own strengths, and like I feel like we add so much more beauty to the process, like when we're willing to collaborate.
That is very true. You're very right. Actually, I'm like, I know that we are in very different places, but I want us to do a collab. I don't know how that would work, but one
Okay,
day.
I'm down. Say less.
Okay. If I have an idea of what a collab actually looks like, I will tell you.
Design me an album cover, sing some songs, come through.
Okay, album cover I could do for you. I don't know about the singing.
You want to give me some oohs and ahs in the background? I'm down. You could
Okay,
come
ad lib. I
poetry.
got you.
Poetry?
Yes. Hmm. Yes. Any background you need, I could do a little harmonize. You
Okay.
know. Hmm. Yes.
It's the
Okay. Me
poetry
too.
for me.
Oh, poetry. Yes, I could definitely send you some poetry. That I
That one
would
little
love
spot
to.
in the Kalani album when it said, "My apologies to anyone who's ever lost me."
No, but that's a good line.
Exactly. My apologies to anyone who's ever lost me or anybody who got lost in me.
Mm-hmm.
My apologies for the miscommunications, the lack thereof.
Wait, what song is this?
I must send this to you. Like, if you haven't heard this, I have to
Yes,
send it to you now.
I haven't heard this because I'm like Kalani for me is hit or miss, but that sounds like it's a hit.
That was a hit. Like, it was, I think it's like either her first or her second album.
Okay. I really only know her like hits too, like the stuff on the radio.
Oh, girl, well, before she
Well,
started making radio stuff, like, it used to just really touch me. I was like, wow. I mean, it still touches me. It just touches it touches
differently.
my
Hmm.
woo vibe now, but it was touching my spirit before.
Okay, okay. So I have to check it out.
Yeah.
But I also want to know, um, okay, so as a singer songwriter, I
Mm-hmm.
think like music is one of those art forms that typically lends itself more to working with other people than um, something like mine. My drawing typically is something I do like very um, solitary, which has been a thing that I've been working against and through.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but how we talked about your producers, and how you talked about your producer who was also a guitar player for you, and like bands oftentimes lean on each other, the strengths and weaknesses of one another,
Mm-hmm.
to create a thing together. And so,
Relying on people is definitely a double-edged sword. I'm going to say that. In some ways, I love to be able to do it. In other ways, um, it has cut me a few times. It definitely requires discernment. And you should be able, surround yourself with people that you're able to rely on, but also make sure that you can get it done regardless. That
mhm.
is that is the way I feel nowadays.
Well, so you're basically getting at the question I was going to ask, because my whole thing was going to be like, because we talked about like different types of relationships, like community and, breakups and more working relationships. But what do you see as, for what are truths that you find in creating your songs and your art? Um, or things that you've learned about the way you engage with the world and other people through your artwork that you might not have seen without it, or you think you saw better with it?
I think that music has definitely been my key to the world. It's definitely been the way that I relate with others. Like half of my little songs that we post on Instagram be like dedicated to, or I'm just trying to say something to one specific person. Like I'm talking to one specific person and everybody else just happens to be there. So it's definitely been how I communicate with the world, because I'm definitely sometimes the type of person I'll just be like, I bet, like, and I'll just that'll be it that I'm going to
let it roll off. Yeah.
Everything that I'm going to do is literally just artistic. Actually, I don't know if I would communicate anything if I were an artist. I'd probably just, and also I think that's kind of the function of artists. We're there to communicate for those that cannot. Like, you know, some people can't process their emotions. Like they process their emotions through art, through music, through feeling, but they're not able to create it themselves. Like we all need each other, you know? And
well, but go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, keep going.
Girl, I remember.
Well, I was gonna say, like, even on the other side of that, because I hear that a lot about the role of like different artists, especially like singers or poets, is to express the truths of the world, or like to give voice to those who don't have voice. But I find that with the things that I create, and I think, I mean, you said it too, and like the way you communicate is through your song. But I feel like art for me gives myself a voice. Like that is where when I started painting more earnestly and like being more truthful in the things that I created, that's when I felt actually a lot of calm within myself.
And it has to be from a place of truth. If it's not from a place of truth, I can't even, like, I didn't sing love songs for so long because I was like, I'm not in love with anybody. I'm not writing love. I'm not singing this. I'm just not. And I was like, why don't you
tell the truth?
No,
yeah,
that's not where I am. I don't love these hoes. Like, but actually, my partner right now, she's very amazing. Like, she shows up. Like, she drove me around to all my stuff for my birthday. Like, and I've just never had anybody like just show up for me like that, which is really cute. And
that is very cute.
I will sing her a love song, but none of these other people.
Just for her.
Literally.
Well, so the other thing I was going to ask was, because you post about shows pretty frequently. Like, I don't know how many you've actually done, and like if I'm just misreading the flyers, because I thought that one that you just posted had passed. But I know that you've at least done a couple over the past year, right?
Oh, girl, yeah. I mostly did shows when I was in Mexico this year. I did some shows in Cancun and I did some shows in Playa del Carmen.
Okay. Also, very cool. Already an international jazz star. What the hell?
I would love to call it that. I don't feel like that, but I would love to call it that.
But you are. But my question was going to be, if you feel like the things that you post typically are like geared towards one specific person and one specific feeling or idea you want to communicate, do you feel that way when you perform live, or is it something different?
When I perform live, I'm still only talking to somebody, because if I feel like I can't sing if I'm not telling the truth, and I don't feel like I perform in a way. I feel like I'm just trying to say something. Like I literally, that's why I'm very careful like what I pick to do and like what mood I'm in and stuff when I perform, because I'm just like, it has to be the truth. If it's not the truth, I'm not gonna be able to.
Not gonna be there.
Emote it the same way, and like it's all the emotion for me. It's all the realness for me. Like I'm very much so like, even with the little platform that I have right now, I'm like, I don't even want a platform if I can't say what I want to say. And like if I can't do my activism, if I can't, be, me. I don't want it.
Right. No, that's true. Well, so then, because you said this, and you're right, like if you don't have the space to speak your truth, that's always, I mean, honestly, it's like like it's another piece of denying your humanity, like having your voice taken from you, having
and letting it only be for someone else to consume. Like,
yeah,
as much as I love to create, I don't think my aim is ever to be consumable. Like, if you can't consume me and I'm too big for your fork,
well, yeah, exactly that. And like even having the option of truth taken away,
yeah,
which is when you are a brand, like you're not a truth anymore. You're there for someone else to interpret and to take joy in. Like immediately, then truth is void. But so what you said about your emotion and like how if you don't feel what the song is saying, you can't even like be there for the music. Do you choose your songs like the moment that you're going to sing them then?
No, I definitely prepare, but I think I have like an underlying little emo girl mood anyway.
So as long as nothing comes up and really fucks up your day.
I just think I'm really not good at like singing those like super cute songs and like those like songs that are very much so like
just super happy-go-lucky.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not me. I wish that were me sometimes. So I know people like that.
No, don't change. Don't change.
Like I'd be like, I wish I were that girl. And I think that's kind of what it was for me. Like I definitely feel like in my last relationship I was trying to be what this person wanted and what other people want. And that was another reason that I was like so much not able to release music for a while, is because I was trying to like be enough for like my family, for like other people. But and it was my truth that I was recording. If that's why I was afraid to release it, because I didn't want to, you know, hurt
it goes against that
image or or like, but then I was just like, I really reached a point during this past year where I was just like, I don't even care anymore. I had like 3 mental breakdowns. I moved to Mexico. I was like, I don't even care anymore. I just need to not do this anymore. So I feel like if I released it any earlier, I would not be at the place that I am right now to release it. So even though it did take me like 3 years to make like 20 songs, like
20 songs. Oh,
a lot of music I'm sitting on. I'm sitting on so much music, you know?
No, I'm so excited because when it finally does drop, I'll have so much content. I mean, I know we just were talking about like being consumable, but I'm sorry, I need like your music.
Well, I really appreciate that, you know, people are looking forward to, because I'm just always like, I guess I'm a singer.
You're so beautiful. I don't know if you remember, but my friend Casey, her handle is Casey Liz. I think she follows you on Instagram too. But we were just talking the other day about how beautiful your voice is.
Does she know that I'm a fan of her art too? Like, does she know?
You know what? I will tell her. I'll make sure she knows. I promise.
No,
but yes.
I think she's like an amazing artist.
Listen, more collabs. Black women do it together. Uplift one another.
When she made those little round things for her bed, I was like, girl, how did you even?
No, she's like really into doing all of the like furniture and like installation sculptural pieces right now. She like also did this thing a couple months ago. I don't know if you saw it on her story, but where she had a piano that she painted and like designed a sculpture around, which was pretty cool.
So cool. I like also her paintings are also cool. I did not know that was her friend though, and I only know her from Instagram.
Yes, that is okay. The like 2 best friends from high school who I have a group chat with, she's one of those best friends.
Aww.
Yeah, so I will tell her you love her stuff, and maybe y'all could collab on something.
Yeah.
She is actually a singer too. Like she has a very strong voice, but she hasn't done anything like lately as far as like performances. But yeah, I will tell her to holla at you.
Yes, please do. Because I think what happened was one time she like watched my story, and I just inboxed her. I was like, oh my God, that owner is so cool. And then we followed each other. It's like, I don't know.
No, yeah, she is like super cool. She's always open to chatting. So yes, oh my God. Okay, so we are coming close to our time to close. But I want to open up space for you to say any last words you have for our guests, our listeners, or things that you think people should know about you, or just your view of the world, whatever you want to say.
I guess my advice for your people would be keep going. Like no matter what your vision for the world is, keep going until you get it to die. Come on. Like that's what life is for. Like
and until you find somebody who can go with you, because there's always somebody who sees your vision too, who wants to be a part of your community.
Yeah. Create community, create what you need to see in the world. Other people are your collaborators, not your competition. Like we all know that life is hard. We've all been through some shit. And the best that we can do is, be someone else's guides and companions on the road, because that's really all we're doing. We're all just out here vibing in the cosmic sauce,
True.
Be kind
all going through it,
because we all have a purpose. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. So why would the universe waste energy if your life was not endlessly important? Like,
yes.
Keep going. Keep trying.
Thank you. I love that actually as a final word.
Yeah.
Keep going. Keep going.
Great. No, that was it. That was it. I got it.
Good. No, yeah, that was beautiful, because you're right. Everybody does have something. Everybody is endlessly important. And I mean, life seems
not
bleak.
Too much pressure. Don't put too much pressure.
Oh yeah, no, not too much pressure. And in that, like, remembering that the life next to you has value too. But yes, okay. Thank you so much for joining us today. This has been your. Yes.
I said I hope you got actual answers and I didn't just babble the whole time.
No, it was so good. Are you kidding? Wait. Okay. Let me. Okay. So this has been your October episode of Figuring It Out with Amber GM on Verge.fm, and I will see you guys next month. Have a good Sunday. Sending light.